We are live now, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this exclusive webinar. And we've seen a lot of correction into the markets. We do not know when is this going to stop, where is it going to end? Is it the right time to invest into MTF? MTF is margin trade funding, where you take leverage and you want to buy 4x of the value that you may generally want to buy in a normal equity. So we have with us Vinay Rajani, who is our expert from our research, HDFC Securities. He's an analyst, and he will talk about is this the right time to invest into the MTF, looking at the markets? We all have these questions. So he will give us a brief on that. After that, I will take you through the MTF product, where you can see our IR app and how best is we can help you trade into MTF. So over to you, Vinay.
Yeah, thanks, Sharmila, and I welcome you all in this special webinar for which is arranged for the MTF product. So, friends, we all know that we have been passing through a very tough time, challenging time for the trading, and the markets have corrected a lot, especially though Nifty has limited its gain up to 16%, but the broader markets have witnessed a sharp downward correction. So that has been a very pain for the investor as well as the traders. Let us try to look at how markets have behaved till now in last 2 months. So basically, index is actually hiding more than it revealing. So this is the performance of last 2 months, starting from the 1st January to the end of February. So if I were to look at the 1 minute, let me go into this power formula. Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah. So basically, this is a large cap index, the Nifty index. So Nifty has fallen by 16%. But if you were to look at the median fall in the Nifty 50 stocks, that has fallen at 21%. So median stocks from the Nifty 50 have fallen 21%. If I were to look at the mid cap 100 index, Nifty mid cap 100 index itself has seen a fall of 22%. But if I were to consider the median fall in the mid cap universe, then 35% median fall is witnessed in the mid cap 100 universe. Small cap, it is worst. Small cap index has seen a fall of 26%. This is the index fall I'm talking about. But if I were to look at the median performance of small cap universe, then 42% median is there, minus 42% return from each and every stock we can consider. So this is not a mean, this is not an average, this is the median performance of small cap 100 universe. So as 42% is a big fall, and definitely it has hurt the sentiment of the every investor as well as the trader. Micro cap index, which comprises of around 250 stocks, so that has fallen by 28%, while the median performance of the micro cap stocks have been minus 43%. So index has limited, fallen limited, but broader markets and stock specific fall has been brutal, and 43% in the micro cap and 42% in the small cap. And in NSE 500, which represents which is a benchmark for the broader market that we use to track, it has seen a 37% fall median wise. So this has been a quite big fall in short span of time. We have not got the exact reason why markets are falling. In the past, we saw that in 2008 there was a Lehman Brothers crisis and financial crisis were there, and that was understandable reason behind the fall in the market. In 2020, during the COVID times, market fell, Nifty fell by 40%. But at that time also, the kind of intensity seen in the mid cap and small cap, that kind of intensity in the selling can be seen in the regular market correction of last 2 months. So it's a bit different kind of markets right now, but difficult situation for trader as well. Now, talking about the short-term MTF calls, so we introduced around 1 month back, we introduced our short-term MTF recommendation considering the market condition because markets were not supporting, and MTF is a product which is a long-only product and generating a return of more than 10%, 15%, which we used to get in last 2 years, were not looking visible. And most of the stocks were falling, and this is a long only product, as I said. So we try to come out with a short-term recommendation with a 4 to 5% gain on the upside. So yes, this return from our side has not been that great, which we generated in the past. As compared to the past, this has been very, we can say it is not that up to the mark. But yes, considering the conditions, we issued 72 calls in January, February. I'm talking about last 2 months performance. The success ratio has been 61%, and the average return is low. I know 1.1% is nothing in this market because, but the kind of fall we have seen in the market, Nifty has in last 2 months, Nifty has fallen 7%, mid cap has fallen 18%, and small cap index has gone down as low as 23%. So this is the index performance. But in the previous slide, as I showed to everyone, that the median fall in from other each sector has been quite high, and performance of the mid cap small caps has been very disappointing, and a huge fall was witnessed in the stocks from this particular universe. So this has been a product which generated very good returns in the past. I'm talking about 2023, 2024, when markets were supporting. But in last 2 months, we managed to limit our calls up to 72, and the success ratio has been 61. And recently, today, we saw some bottom formation on the short-term charts, and we issued a couple of recommendations. One was the Tube Investment, which is a derivative stock and from the NSE 200 universe, and that we booked with a profit of 3.5%. But NTPC is still open, so we will come out with MTF recommendation as and when we get some bullish reversal confirmation. As of now, it is very early to say whether we have bottomed out or not. Today there was some indication, and we followed that. And once we see follow buying coming in the coming session, then we will definitely come out with our recommendations on the short term MTF side, because there are a couple of observations in the broader markets which gives us the indication that some sort of pullback at least we can expect in the coming days. So this was our view, which was shared on Saturday itself, and this is the Nifty monthly chart. And as we can see, this Nifty has been falling for last 5 months. So this February ending was the fifth consecutive month of fall in the Nifty, and the Nifty has fallen almost 16% from its all-time high. And now, as we indicated here, this is the upward sloping trend line adjoining the previous lows of 2023 and 24. We projected the strong support at 22,000 to 22,050 band. This report was released on Saturday, and today we saw that Nifty actually made a low at 22,004 and reversed from that level and closed near the highs. So yes, the support which we anticipated to work, it actually worked, and for the today's session. But if some meaningful bounce and meaningful follow-up comes, then definitely the confidence level for the upside long trading will emerge, and then we will aggressively come out with the recommendation in the MTF side. So till now, 22,000 support, which we anticipated to work as a short-term support, has actually that is got vindicated, and we hope that the in the coming session the follow-up buying comes in the stocks. And these are the other observations in the mid cap and small cap. So this is a small cap chart. And this small cap chart, actually, here we can see that this is a long-term support. So for the Nifty small cap, the long-term support was at 14,200, which was today it was hit, and it actually tested that support. So this is a strong support, and this is also giving us some indication that market should bounce back in the small cap, mid cap segment as well. In the last 4 years, whenever January month has given negative return, March has always given a positive return. So this is a seasonality chart. This is January, February, March. All calendar months are there. From January to December, you can see on the screen. Now this has been the January performance for last 4 years. So this is 2021, 2022, 2023, and this is 24. So all four January months for these 4 years has been negative. But if I were to go by the March performance, then after January fall, March has been positive all the times. So this time also in 2025, January has been negative. Again, February was negative, and there is a good chance that March could be a positive for the markets. So as I said previously, also Nifty has been falling for last 5 months, and there is a mean reversion chance. There is a chance of pullback, and this is another observation which I am sharing with you guys as per the seasonality is concerned. So this is one of the another positive reason and positive logic about getting oversold here and giving some pullback rally, witnessing some pullback rally from here. This is another observation I would like to share with you guys. The number of stocks, the percentage stocks above their 200 days moving average has reached to the oversold level. So basically, we have taken the universe of NSE 500, and here is the number. This is the scenario. Only 10% of the stocks are trading above the 200 days moving average. This is the extreme case. This kind of extreme case was seen in 2020. This is nothing but the 2020 case. This is 2008 case. And apart from this 2000, 2020, 2008 and 2020, this was the actually, these were the black swan events. And regular corrections like this 2016, 2011 was seen. And after that, a sharp pullback was registered by the broader markets. This time, this number has reached to the level where it is coinciding with the 2008 and 2020 scenario. So to cut the long story short, we have reached to the extreme oversold zone as far as the breadth of the market is concerned. The healthy correction is actually registered in the broader markets, the NSE 500, and there is a good chance of mean reversion, good chance of pullback rally from here. And that is why we are waiting for the confirmation to come. Once we see some short-term resistance getting taken out on the upside, we will come out with the MTF recommendation in the short term aggressively. So we are waiting for that to happen. So, but the probability of bounce and probability of pullback is looking great from here, going just by the data, going just by the analysis that we have been performing for last couple of weeks. So this is another example. So the irony is that, and the surprising factor in today's scenario is that the Germany market is trading near its all-time high. Chinese markets have been doing good. Hang Seng Hong Kong market is performing very well. So we have been getting global cues positively, but somehow for some reason domestic Indian equity markets have not been performing. So the complete decoupling was there. The MSCI World Market, the Developed Market Index have been performing well, and that support is always there. It's just that we are waiting for some positive cues in the domestic market. Sentiment should improve, and some resistance should get taken out on the upside. Then we will definitely come out with the aggressive stance in our MTF recommendations. So these are the positive factors on the basis of which we feel that in the coming days there could be a good chance of bounce back in the broader markets, and that will give us some respite in the current bear phase of the market. So Sharmila, this is what I wanted to share. Now you can take it over.
Thank you, Vinay. That was really a great session on where the markets are moving and how we could get into MTF. So here, I would like to, take everyone on a very brief presentation on what is MTF as a product and, I hope everyone can see my screen. Okay, so we will talk about the InvestRight. InvestRight is your IR app, your mobile InvestRight app. We all know that we have the new InvestRight app, which is a modified app, which is available onto the App Store. Request everyone to download the new IR app. Now, all the contents and explanations here are related to stock market. Anything which says that, okay, buy this, maybe giving you an example, is not a recommendation. So, what are the advantages of MTF? Now, here you will see that you can hold these particular stock. Anything that you buy in MTF, you can hold this for 275 days. So it gives you an enhanced buying power of 4x. So for example, if you have about 2 lakh of rupees or 2.5 lakh of rupees, and you want to buy something worth 10 lakhs, 2.5 lakh is what will come from you, and the remaining money comes from HDFC Securities, which is funded for you, for which you pay a nominal interest. Now, in case if you don't have the cash, you can also go in for your stocks. So you can pledge your stocks, get limit, and then take the MTF positions. Now here you have opportunities for higher returns. You have the flexibility of repayment, and there is a nominal charge which is 1.5% per month, which is 18% per annum, or you can say 0.05% per day is what you will be paying as LPI, which is the late payment interest. Now, take for example, here the current price is 486.70, and you want to buy 100 shares of ITC. This is not a recommendation, people. So here, your fund, you have about 13,630 with you, about 14,000 rupees. So this is your fund. HDFC funding will be 35,040. So your investment will be 48,670. Now, what is the process? The day you have cash into your account, or you can pledge your shares in your demat account and take a limit. So the first day you have a recommendation for us, or you feel that this particular stock is going to give me some good returns in about a month or two, which is 30 to 60 days. We would you would go ahead and place an MTF order. Now, when you place the MTF order, which is your trade date, your T+1, which is your payout of the shares, and it is auto pledged, which happens by the exchange. And this is when your MTF starts. Now, this is regulated by SEBI. So, repledge mentions that MTF positions are required to be compulsory taken by way of MTF pledge, now which is auto pledged. Now, there are many advantages of MTF. The benefits of using a margin trade funding is it gives you your 4x leverage with numerous and shares, and can provide the ability for you to increase your trading power. As I said, in case if you have 13,000, you want to buy something worth 48,000, the remaining fund comes from HDFC Securities. Now, it also gives you efficient allocation of assets. So if you have, say, 50,000 with you, and you want to distribute your money accordingly into MF or MTF, equity, derivatives, but you do not know, okay, you say, I just have 50,000. So then we allow you to take some amount of that into MTF, some amount of that amount gets into mutual funds. So whatever is done into MTF, the remaining leverage of it will be done by HDFC Securities. Now, it also gives you flexibility to leverage market changes, where you can seize opportunities faster. Markets are moving in a positive way, so it gives you maximum gains when it moves into your positive this. But yes, when it is negative, it also may give you negative returns. Now, enhancing your trading potential with MTF. Now, understand the leverage ratio. Now, the optimal leverage ratio is a very crucial factor which you need to consider while when you are doing margin trade. Okay, so the funds that you borrow, what you have into your hand, and you have to do an analysis. You have to monitor these particular positions on a day-to-day basis. So when you have your new IR app, it is a very healthy habit to go and first check your positions in case if you have an MTF position. It will give you what are your margin shortfalls or margin gains, or it gives you your entire MTF position. Now, try and avoid margin calls. So margin calls occur when a particular stock goes into the negative. So say for example, you buy a stock worth 100 rupees and the price goes to 90 rupees. So there is an M2M loss which is considered, which is your 10 rupees. That 10 rupees is your margin call. So there is what you need to leverage and understand your margin call. So keep your portfolios healthy. Ensure that you have funds into your account to avoid these margin calls, because you will have to deposit some additional funds. That 10 rupees needs to be deposited into your account to avoid any margin call, because in case if you do not have additional funds, then the broker can go ahead and square off your position. In case if you don't have money, you can pledge your stocks that you have into your demat and create a limit, and then use that limit to avoid these margin calls. Use stop losses. It's very important that whenever we give any recommendation, we also recommend you to use stop losses, so you do not get into very heavy losses. Now, enhance your okay, this is what we discussed. Now, here if you look at your new IR app, you will see the first page is your dashboard. Your IR app looks like this, which is your dashboard. This is where you enter your first entry position is your MTF. You want to buy something into MTF. This is your first position where you click on MTF. You also have a margin calculator. Like say, for example, you select a particular stock, it gives you what is the price, you add in what is the quantity that you require, and you say calculate. So it will give you a differentiation of what you have to pay, what HDFC Securities is paying you, and what is your total buy amount. You also have the MTF eligible stocks which are there. Now, whatever stock gets traded on the exchange is not eligible for MTF. So there are specific stocks which SEBI has defined that these are the eligible stocks which can get into MTF. So you have the entire MTF eligible stocks available in your IR app. Also, you can see all those stocks available, and next to it, in case if you are interested in any of them, you can go ahead, click the button here buy, and you can go ahead and buy MTF. Now, in our technical calls, if you look at your MTF margin, your success ratio is about 75.8%. This has been a success ratio in our technical calls that we've given for MTF. In a if you look at the last last quarter, which has been about 64.9% success ratio. So this is where you have to really get your MTF. You have to be very careful when you are taking any positions into MTF. You have to check what are your margin calls, what is your shortfall, and then accordingly keep fund the amount as and when required. So as we saw that the moment we see an absolute upside which is coming into the market, we are almost at the bottom out level, and we in case if we do see a positive response which is coming in the month of March, as the history has shown us, we will definitely come up with margin calls with MTF calls for you to leverage your positions and your profit. So we have this MTF as on date till now. We will take up some questions that in case if you do have. There was a question here by one of our viewer, where he mentioned that he wanted to he wanted to check the MTF. Okay. Uh, so, okay, we have a viewer here who says that he's lost a lot of money in the market. Yes, sir. If you see overall, people have lost money into the market, whether it was MTF or whether it was your equity normal buying or maybe derivatives across the markets across pan India, people have lost money. Yes, sir, but then we would also like to caution you that whenever you are taking your MTF positions, as I said, keep a tab on your margin calls, and as and when you see, our research giving you any recommendations, I would request you to go into all the recommendations. So on average, you at least have a 75 to 80% of your success ratio. So here we are open to to some specific questions in case if you do have, we would be happy to take the questions for you, sir. Please type in your questions in the chat box. Um, we have Miss Malika here. Miss Malika, I would like to request you to, give us a call on our customer care, and please do let us know, in detail if you want to understand. We will definitely have, somebody come and explain the entire process of MTF for you. I would request anybody having any questions to please, put your questions into the chat box. It's Malika Arjuna Reddy, sir. What we would request you to call up, not the bank manager, sir. The bank manager may not be able to help you into MTF. You will have to call a customer care service. But however, the bank manager can definitely get in touch with one of our employees of the HDFC Securities, and we can give you the information that is required. I would really request you, so I would request you to call up on our customer care service and share your numbers, and we will definitely get back to you on this, sir. Or can I just quickly take your number in? If you would like to type your number, sir. So if you would like to put in your number in the chat box, I'll I'll give you a call now. So, any more questions here? Okay, I'm just taking down your number, sir. So I've taken down the number. I will have somebody give you a call, or I will call you myself, probably after some time, sir. Thank you. We're open to questions here if anybody would like to ask some questions. So, we would like to end this particular session here today. It was really great, at least giving, okay, how to avail MTF facility in the mobile app. So your question is, how do you place the order into what happens to the margin every day that is deducted? Okay, first let's take the first question, how to avail MTF facility in the mobile app. So as I showed you earlier in the session, in the PPT, in the mobile app, you have the dashboard and you have the entry point which says MTF. So when you click on the MTF, it will give you your MTF screen, or even if you buy into equity, it will nudge you in case if you want to use MTF as your facility. So it is available on the dashboard also, where you will have the section MTF. It's a separate section for you to place an order into MTF. Now, what happens to the margin every day that is deducted? So now I will explain to you how this works. Now, say for example, you have 100 rupees stock which you have bought. Okay. Now here your margin is 30 rupees, and HDFC Securities has funded you 70 rupees. Now, when from 100 rupees, your stock falls to 90 rupees. So what we do is we will calculate what is the margin required for 90 rupees. So for example, for 90 rupees, in case if the margin requirement at the rate of 30%, because if you see 30/70, it is 30%, it comes to about 27 rupees 50 paisa. But we have already taken 30 rupees from you. So we will return your 2 rupees 50 paisa. Now, since there is a loss of rupees 10 because the stock has fallen from 100 rupees to 90 rupees, we will take 10 rupees from you. So ideally, when we have to give you back 2 rupees 50 paisa and take 10 rupees, we will debit your account for 7 rupees 50 paisa on that particular day. Now, next day, when the stock from 90 goes to 95, so when we calculate the margin that is required for 95 rupees, it comes to about 28 rupees 50 paisa. But we've taken 27.50. So what we will do is, now you have to give us 1 rupee, but your stock has gone up to 5 rupees. So we will debit that 1 rupee and return back to you 4 rupees. Now, when the stock reaches, say 110, which is 10 rupees above your buying price. Now, in a scenario like this, what will happen is your margin will remain at 30 rupees and you will be shown as an unrealized profit of 10 rupees on your account. There is no limit. There is nothing given of that 10 rupees. It only shows as as an unrealized profit into your account. So this is how this will work. Uh, so this is how, okay, any demo. So can you share your mobile number? We will have the demo. In fact, we do have a demo on this, on the order placing, which is available onto our website. So we will definitely have that shared with you. When I am planning to take delivery, why it asks me to pay full amount? What happens to my everyday deduction? So when you are taking delivery, what happens is on that particular day, whatever is the price of that, and whatever, and in case if it is into loss, it will only debit your principal amount and refund what is there minus in case if there are any losses. So, in what happens to my everyday deduction? So, whenever there is any loss that happens onto your account, that amount has been debited to cover up your losses, sir. So, as I mentioned in it, the interest being charged is 18% per annum, which is about 0.05% per day. Any more questions, sir? Why is it we are at 18% when Sky offers 12%? Okay, so Sky is a different absolute a product itself, which is do it yourself. You do not have any relationship manager when it comes to Sky, whereas with IR you do have a designed or a defined relationship manager who can help you, assist you in all your transactions. So if you compare the topmost, ISEC is charging their normal charges are 20%, sir. So whether daily loss will be fully recovered from my bank account or partially. So, in case if you do not want to recover your daily losses from your bank account, you can pledge your shares in case if you want to. So, say for example, you have a portfolio of say 50 lakhs. So out of that, you want to pledge some particular stocks. Say you pledge stocks worth 25 lakhs, and you do get a uh, a limit, so you can use that limit for your losses, so you do not need, so your account need not be debited. Any more questions, sir? So so if you look at Geojit, and if you want to compare HDFC Securities, there is a huge difference. But if you look at all the banking, brokers like ISEC and Kotak, we are the least. Any more questions that we would have? Okay, we have Mr. Paul here. So any discounts on doing more transactions? Mr. Paul, I would really request you to get in touch with your relationship manager who would help you with the same. You may discuss this with him. Any more questions? HDFC Securities RM, sir. Mr. Paul, are you aware? Okay. So you may get in touch with your HDFC Securities RM for it. Any more questions? Thank you. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Mr. Paul. Anybody here having more questions? So, yes, I hope you all have now understood where the markets are moving, and is this the right time to invest into MTF? We are also awaiting that particular time. We've almost seen the bottoming of the of the markets of the of the stocks. So let's see how the month of March has to go by. In case if we do feel some very good recommendations coming in, the markets going a little stronger from here, we will definitely come up with recommendations, and I would request everyone to put in your 100% in all the recommendations that come in. So it's an average success that you get is about 75 to 80% when you look at your profits. So thank you everyone, and everyone please have a wonderful evening ahead. Thank you.